Hey guys, welcome back. Dance Mum Reviews and How-Tos. Welcome to anybody who's new to my channel, and for those who've come before, welcome back. This is my second vlog entry, and this week I wanted to talk about something that happened to me regarding my children. As you know, I have 3 boys, and anybody who has boys knows that they can certainly be interesting little characters. My boys are very polite, they're very sweet, but they're typical forgetful boys. What I wanted to talk about this week is in regards to teaching your children responsibility and how it has changed over the last couple of generations. When I was a child, it was very much expected of me to do a lot of things. I was an only child, so it was very much expected for me to do a lot of things on my own, and I had to learn early on to look after myself. I find nowadays children are kind of bubble wrapped. Now, don't get me wrong, it is important to look after your kid and make sure they get all they need, but I find there's a lot of parenting styles that are pushed on parents these days to do everything for their child. My boys have always been encouraged, my girls too, don't get me wrong, girls as well, to try to do things themselves. And being a family of 7 and having 5 children, I can't really have them expecting me to do everything. So they're taught responsibility pretty early on. And what happened this week with my boys is every second Monday, we have a cleaner that comes and cleans our house. And this has been happening for the last 5 years. It just saved a lot of arguments and fights with my husband and my husband, to try and get the cleaning done when you've got so many people in one house. So I decided to pay a lady to come every 2 weeks and clean our house. So every Monday, second Monday, we have to basically tidy up, which is kind of ironic considering she's cleaning, but you still have to put everything up and have everything put away. Those Monday mornings especially, the boys are expected to get themselves ready, get themselves breakfast, and basically I make sure that all this happens by yelling down the stairs, hey, have you done this, have you done that? And then they go to the bus. And I do have a 13-year-old son, so he is expected to help. Although he's usually the worst to get ready. I don't know what it is about preteens. So my boys, I drive them to school that day because they're slow, because, you know, how they are. I drop them off. They seem perfectly fine. I get back in the car to drive my girls to preschool, and I get a call from the school saying, Daniel and Jaden have come up to the office saying they're starving and they didn't have breakfast. And I'm on the other end of the line saying, well, what do you want me to do about it? And the lady was silent. She didn't say anything. So I said, well, do I call the canteen and get them to give them something? Because I've ordered their lunch in recess already, because on those days I don't like to make lunches because it messes the kitchen up and I've got to keep the kitchen clean anyway for the cleaner. And she said, oh, yes, you can call them if you like and get them to give them something. So I'm thinking, why are you calling me? I mean, I'm the one who's suggesting what we have to do. So I ended up calling the canteen. Oh, actually, I didn't have to call the canteen because it was still time I could order their lunches. But here I am thinking on the other end of the phone, how dare my children go up to the office and tell them that they're starving, acting like I don't feed them or I don't look after them when they know they're supposed to get breakfast themselves or ask their older brother to do it. Here's my thing. I know there are a lot of parents out there that are probably thinking, well, you should have gotten them breakfast and made the time. But when you have 5 children and you're trying to get everybody out of the door by a certain time, I expect my boys, especially because they're older, they're 13, almost 8, and almost 7, to at least be able to get themselves cereal. Okay, it's not that difficult. So when they went up to the office and they're complaining that they're hungry, and of course it looks bad on me, like I'm the irresponsible parent who didn't get them breakfast, I'm thinking, is this normal? Does every parent out there get their child breakfast every single morning, or do they kind of throw them a muesli bar on the way out the door? Because let's be honest, it's not always ideal to sit 5 kids down and get them breakfast every morning. So that's what happened to me on, I think, Tuesday. Now on Wednesday, to top it off, I got another call from the school, and I'm thinking, oh God, what now? Of course it's my boys, right? Oh, Daniel's left his bag on the bus. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, no, not again. And the words that came out of my mouth was literally, oh my gosh, not seriously. And the lady on the other end of the phone was like, yeah? She said, do you want me the number for the bus company? I said, no, I'll call the bus company. So I called the bus company and they said, oh, we'll try to find it. But of course they never called me back. So now I get a message from my son after the day, like 2 days later, saying, oh, the bus driver told us you have to go down to the bus depot and get their bag. I'm thinking, okay, so here's another responsibility issue. I drill these things into my boys' heads and they just go straight out the other end. So here's my thing. Does anybody out there have these issues with their kids these days? Because I think that they just presume that you're going to do everything for them, whereas I grew up having to look after myself a little bit, because it teaches them how to be a responsible adult. So that was my drama this week, and I was kind of expecting by today to get another call saying such and such, because every time the school calls, I'm thinking, oh God, what have they done now? Like, I can't answer the phone going, yes, like, what's going on? The playgrounds have taken out monkey bars. I don't know in the States. I think they're still in the US. But in Australia, they've taken all the monkey bars out of the modern day playgrounds and put all the squishy stuff on the bottom. So when I was a kid, if you fell down and you landed on the ground, it was like full of bark and grass and dirt. So you kind of scraped your knee and you got up and you kept going. Now they've got this squishy kind of almost memory foam stuff on the floor and no monkey bars, because heaven forbid they fall off and break their arm. So it drives me crazy, because now I'm trying to tell my kids, if they fall over, I say, are you bleeding? No. If you've broken a bone? No. We'll get up and keep going. And of course they still cry. I've got one child that just cries over everything. He's just a crier. So, but then I see other parents rushing over and, oh my gosh. And I'm thinking, oh, don't do that, because then my kids think that I'm going to do that and I'm not going to do that. I was like, leave some comments below and tell me, are you one of those parents that really kind of is a little bit over the top with your kids, or are you like me, who pretty much says, get up, keep going, although when they are bleeding, and you kind of say, if you're bleeding, and they say, no, I'm bleeding, and then you feel really bad, because you're like, oh, okay, sorry. I don't have the time to run to my children every single time they fall down, or every single time that they bump their knee. So I'd like to know what you guys out there think. Are you one of those parents that runs to their child, which is fine. If you like that, that is totally fine. That is up to you. I was just never raised that way, so I can't do that with my kids. And to be honest, I kind of want them to toughen up a little bit, especially the boys. The girls are so much more tougher than the boys. I just don't get it. So let me know what you think, and I'd be happy to discuss it further if you want us to. I can do a live chat at one point. There's my daughter in the background. Live chat at one point, and we can talk about it, because I really think parents need to know that it's okay to let your child hurt themselves every now and then. So I hope you guys are having a great week, and that was my experience this week, so I thought I would just share that and see if we could get a discussion going on the different styles of parenting. So let me know, and I hope you guys have a great afternoon. Bye.